difference what you're going through. You're gonna make it. God's gonna see you through. Hold your head up. Put a smile on your face. This is another test. It won't last always. So get ready. Get ready for your blessing. For your blessing. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. For your miracle. Get ready for your blessing. For your blessing. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. For your miracle. I know you've been hurting down inside. Let me encourage you, it's gonna be alright. Troubles and trials come to make you strong. Keep on believing, you keep holding on. Get ready for your blessing. For your blessing. Get ready for your miracle. For your miracle. Get ready for your blessing.
Good morning. Sir Markadoo here with Sir Media Group, where we put your business in the street. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. What an awesome broadcast we had yesterday. And just to recap just a little bit, knowing that we're dealing with our youth, it takes a nation to really help raise our children is one of the most powerful statements I ever really said. It really does. It takes all of us. And normally, I'm talking about, there was times when I would let people just give them a pass when I start talking about the youth. But now, no passes, no more. Nope. They say, but this and but that. They're going to rebut me, and I'm not going out like that. I said, look, this is our future. I've been hearing this sound since I was a little boy. And it never changes. It's all about the youth. It really, really is. It really is. Putting them in the right mind frame, right frame of mind, right mindset. It really takes a nation. Now, every time, and I encourage you with everything that I have, when you ever hear that statement, it takes a village, say, no, it takes a nation. It really takes the whole world. A nation of people. It really does. And I'm going to make it plain. I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to make it easy. I believe there's 3 characteristics of building a nation. We're nation building people. We have to build these kids up, these children, these youth, whatever you want to call them. And stop thinking that our children, our youth are like these 15, 16-year-olds. Man, all the way up to 30 something. As long as they're not, their brains not set up like cement, we can utilize these young adults to come back and assist us in recovering our youth. It's a process, but we can do it. I think it's a threefold situation. All right? First thing that we're going to need, obviously, is the land. Right? We need land. What do I consider land? It's the children. The children, that's our land. Our cemeteries are being fertilized with our children every day. They are the bread and butter of our product, gross natural product. They are our future. They are the land. What else you're going to need? You're going to need money, capital. Capital to help the land, right? To help build the land. Thirdly, you're going to need a foundation. What is our foundation? We need our children. We need money to support these children and teach them how to support themselves, right? And then we need a basic foundation to help these youth get the love and the respect that they deserve. And I believe that the most strongest adults have been through some hardship in their life when they were children, and I have the desire and the fire to make sure that I do my part before I leave this planet. I make sure that I stand on my own words. I help my own children to prosper. Not only that, I help other children to prosper. I had a young man in here yesterday, 15 years old, and he was his mother came up. Okay, his mother drove up and parked, and he happened to get out, and I guess he was moving over to the front seat. And I said, "Who are you?" And she said, "That's my son." And I said, "Hey," I was real positive. I said, "How you doing? Nice meeting you." I said, "Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you want to make some money?" He said, "Yeah." Like most kids wouldn't. He said, "Yeah, I'd love to make some money." And I said, "Well, let me teach you." I asked his mom, I said, "Do you mind if I teach him how to make his own money?" She said, "No." I said, "Here we go," right? So I said, "Well, come on inside for a minute. Let me show you around." I showed him around. And so I found out that he was on a speaking tour at the schools, at the little high schools. And I said, "Wow, well, what do you talk about? Talking about what I do and when I'm doing it." And I'm like, "Well, what do you do?" He's some kind of artist and blah, blah, blah. So then I found out, I don't want to put his business in the street, but it just makes sense. Is that something was going on where he's not in school for a couple of weeks. I said, "Well, you're not in school, but you're going into schools?" I said, "This got to be a powerful little dude, right?" So I sat him down here in the conference room, and I played back the broadcast yesterday. But I sat him right over here. A lot of my newspaper clippings are on this side of the room, right? All through here. I have pictures and articles and things I've done in the past. So I know that he was, I said, "Well, look," I said, "What's your story? What are people writing about you?" And then he said, "Well, ain't nobody writing that." I said, I turned around, I said, "See, they wrote stories about me." You had to do something significant for them to even do something like that. It was so odd that he sat and he looked and looked. Then I stopped playing the broadcast. But I did it on purpose. I left so he could get into it, right? So I would pop in there and then he would say, "Man, you was right about that. That was good." I knew it was going to affect him because he was talking about, it takes a nation to build, to raise our children. And it was so many little points that he said, "Man, you was right about that too." So it's the youth that I'm concerned about, and what's going to end up happening. I'm going to end up hooking up with him and people like him and show these young men and young women how to start their own broadcast. Say, I know they want to do stuff like that. They speak out. When he initially came in, and I was asking him a question, and just like clockwork, the mother started answering everything. She started speaking for him, just like most mothers do. And I asked him, I told him, I said, excuse me, ma'am, no disrespect, but I was talking to your son." I said, and I asked the son, I said, "Does she answer a lot of things for you?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's got to end at some point. This young man has to be able to speak on his own behalf." I said, "My mother used to do that. I couldn't even do nothing. She wanted to answer everything. And I had got to a point where I said, Mom, I said, I can speak, you know. And then she finally, over time, she realized that I could really, is my communication skills were better than she thought. And see, this is like we do. We rob our children of ideas and things. Most children are not even taught or raised to build anything or to create anything. That we think that they're going to be this thing, and we say, go in there and do it. And he said, go do it, go do it. And that's where that we got to stop that. At some point, we have to educate our children, let them, they're already educated in different other ways, and give them space so they can create. And see, I demand that they create things for them, for themselves and for others. That's how we're going to build this nation. It's the only way. We have to empower our children to empower other children. Man, this is not rocket science. But it's science, but it's not rocket science. We got to use this science to build, let these children build so they can build their own future. It only makes sense, I'm telling you. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna just say this, and I believe this with everything I got, every fiber of my body. I believe that we all want the same thing. Our children, we want to see our children have a better life. I'm going out on a limb on it, and I really believe that there's people that'll hear this broadcast that's willing to get their feet wet and get their hands dirty and get in here and help them. That's why on April the 19th, I'm doing an event here for the youth. Q and myself, my wife, Studio Stephanie, she's going to be talking about her book, Image is Everything, and what does your image say about you? And these are the things, you need to come get your copy of this book, by the way. It's only $10 here. $10. We'll ship it with your orders or whatever. When you got some other orders, we'll ship it. This is a great read, and it is a workbook. You got to get this here. There's too many, especially our baby girls. Oh, my God. I mean, they just need to be armed a lot more so that they can really lead. I mean, I believe that, and I know this is crazy, but I believe that girls make better leaders. They just do. I think they will, and they lead men down. They lead little boys around anyway because they just like puppy dogs. So we got to empower our girls, okay, and our boys, but we got to empower these girls, man. They're having our babies, and they're the first defense against craziness. And we got to get our etiquette back in these girls, right? Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm going to open up the lines. I want to talk to Q. Q tried to get in yesterday while we was hitting at it. Keith and I and Roosevelt, Trudy. That's what it was Trudy. And it's always a pleasure to have the women chime in, because this is so important that if we don't get our children educated to be nation builders, that's where our future's at. We got to fight harder so that we can have the finer things in life. You know, I mean, I'm always making sure that both the sons that I deal with, that they're on point with what they do. I mean, it's a tough life. The line's open, 404-286-6700. That's 404-286-6700. Our children are our land. We need capital to teach them how to make their own money so we can build a stronger and firmer foundation in our community. I believe that. I'm always going to believe that. We are, and it's up to us to teach these children that they are a brand, that they're already branded. People are branding them. They need to rebrand themselves and consider themselves a flagship product. Like my son, like Mark, Jay, these are youth to me that a commodity in America today. They don't have arrest records. They don't have real credit problems. They don't have mama drama. None of that. Excuse me. Calling you on the air.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Q. What's going on with you?
My brother, man. What's going on?
My brother from another mother.
You already know, man. Hey, what's up to the world, man? AGC, man. All God's children, man.
Amen, man. I just, I'm just glad you're on, and I'm glad that, that I believe in circles. They come around. What goes around comes around. The only time that I don't believe in that whole circle is when you are people are changing their lives. You gotta do a 180. And we gotta get these people doing a 180 and going in the opposite direction instead of doing a 360 and get burnt out coming back with gold and coming around. Just coming back, going around, coming around.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Absolutely.
Once again, man, I always thank you, man, for the outlet, man, and, with the broadcast, man. This is a lot of brain food that you're passing on, man. I mean, we thank you for all you do, Sir Markadoo.
Thank you, man. I mean, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for giving me the courage and giving me the strength, because people think this is easy. Don't think it's easy, folks. You got to get down and dirty. Like I said yesterday, the action, we got to go where the action is. And it's in the belly of the beast. That's where the action's at. And we're going to make a turn. We're going to make a difference in the world. We gotta allow God to use us in a way that you've never been used before. You are courageous. You gotta be very courageous to get into that mindset that it's time to take our communities back. We got to do it as a team effort. You got somebody on your squad like a Q, Peoples, and Sir Markadoo. You fighting for people's right. We got to get down and we got to get dirty, baby.
You got to get down and dirty. That's right, man. You got to this time of year, man, and in our life, man, we got to strap on the boots, man. And it's an uphill battle, man, because we've lost so much time. So I appreciate the unity, man, and what we're doing, and everybody that's part of this movement, man. We're always hoping people are tuned in to this broadcast and call in, of course, their opinions and their concerns, so we can kind of air this stuff out, man.
It's very important. It's amazing. We all got something to say when it comes to our children. All of us. So don't fake it till you make it. Just get in there, tell the truth, tell us how it's really being done, how you see our nation recover. That is heavy. You gotta be part of the solution. If not, you're part of the problem.
They got to really realize that, man. That saying is so very true. You're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And we need to acknowledge that. A lot of people, we used to say you can't see the forest from the trees. We're so tuned in. And we're hearing.
Hold on, Q. Hold on, Q.
Really,
hold on. Stay with me. Call you on the air.
Hey, good morning, sir. This is Leo.
Hey, what's up, brother Leo? Let me chime you in, man. Hold on.
Okay.
Leo, that's Q. Q, that's Leo.
Morning, Leo.
Yeah, how you doing, Q?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. Thanks for asking. And yourself?
Oh, yeah, I never had it so good, brother.
I love that. That was good right there. But Leo, what's on your mind, big brother?
No, I was just looking at I was just watching the broadcast, and I love the name. We're in the nation building business. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I just wanted to add, because see what's obvious to me, sir, from watching you. It's obvious that you have this anointing. You see, you can't do what you've been doing with the youth unless you've been called to do that. So
absolutely.
that's without a question. There's no question in my mind about that being a fact. What I'm looking at, though, I'm also looking at. I mentioned once before when I had called in on a prior broadcast that I talked about the people that I work with in the work that I do.
Yes.
And I'm seeing. I guess I'm seeing another part of the same nation that needs to be built up. But and because I think we have to have balance when we're dealing with building an entire nation, and our youth is definitely the future. So it's vital that we get through to them and give them the proper guidance and have them on the right track. At the same time, if the parents, who have to be the foundation of the household, if they're not really on point, if they can't get it together, if they're not functioning as healthy adults, then we have this imbalance. And so third thing, and I think my calling is similar, and that's why I feel that I have to go after people that are not capable of taking care of their children, not because they don't have a desire, but because they don't have the knowledge. They haven't been taught the grassroots education that you're giving some of the children.
Yes.
And if we can pull that all together,
we will.
It'll work better as a whole.
You know, Leo, you're a very courageous man. That's what I know about you. And the work that you do, you know something, if I didn't have the power and the knowledge that I had when I was a young dude, I fought through a lot of drugs and a lot of, alcohol and a lot of things, and, just to make it where I am. And if I didn't have that power, you would be one of the people who would be helping me as well. And you can't be more right than what you are right there. This is why it's very important that the people that got through the cracks, that just slipped on through, and they ended up in your care, they are very influential in coming back to help us with the next phase. See, the older people, like you dealing with people all ages, but those 20-somethings, those 30-somethings, we need to filter them people, show them how to make some cash, right? Because it always gonna boil around that cash.
Yeah, for sure.
Believe me, I don't care what facet of life you're at and what demons you're dealing with or what gods you're dealing with. If the money is always a trigger point, and once we get their minds together, get them back on level playing field, and let them know now you're equal with your mind when you was a little boy, little girl, because a lot of times they never dealt with puberty, okay? Their minds are so cluttered with crap. Now we bring them down to an equilibrium. Now we educate them on how to make money and how to help the younger kids, because without that support system, because I was talking to Q yesterday and I said, you gonna be, I need somebody like you, it might have been today, to be in my foxhole. Yeah, it was this morning. You in my foxhole. I couldn't even imagine not having the right soldiers on my battalion, because we're at war. And I need people in the foxholes that's ready to fight and ready to win. Period.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. And that's exactly really the same point that I'm making, because it's like everybody has a part to play.
Absolutely.
And we got to look at it like that. We have to look at it, well, everybody can do something, but nobody can do everything.
That's right.
So I mean, you're covering your bases. I mean, we know that the youth that comes into that comes under your guidance, and comes into that base that you're building over there, we know that they're going to be well prepared to be entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying there are a lot of other people that have gifts and talents that they can contribute in another way to help build the entire nation and not just that one facet of it.
That's why I love Q too, Peoples, because he is a one-man wrecking crew. You understand? But he can't do it by himself no more. He needs support of the community. Am I right, Q?
And man, you're more than right. Like my brother said, man, it's like baking a cake, man. It has so many ingredients, man, until the finished production, man. We at war, man, and we need soldiers. We need people to just stop worrying so much, man, and be prepared to, like you said, be prepared to win. You know, losing shouldn't be an option anymore, man.
No.
You know, some people, you know, we're in a great situation, man. That, you know, for us unity, we have people like yourself, the brother on the line, myself. There's so many people out here doing great things. They're trying to upbuild the community and the people, man. And so we need the bodies, man. We need the minds and the souls of the people, man, to come out to these events, call in and be a part, man. You know.
Yeah, and you know, one of the slogans I always heard, it always bothered me, and it goes like this: divide and conquer. As long as evil knows that we are divided, they go always that's the devil's playground. He loves that when we are divided. So we changing that, because Leo, you can't do it by yourself anymore. You got to know that you got some soldiers. It really reminds me of being like in battle. And let's just say the Civil War, and they're in these tents, and there's people fighting, there's people giving orders, there's people in the barracks that's nursing the soldiers back to health. And that's where I see our images of young men and women, especially our women. We're going to need their minds to be right, so they can nurse these wounds, so that we can. Cause we're in battle. I'm going out on the front line. I know they're going to pop at me sooner or later. I already know it.
And the thing is about, you know, that future term. See, knowing is half the battle, man. I used to look at a cartoon, Captain Planet. I had to realize what we were saying. Knowing is half the battle, so therefore knowing leaves you room to prepare. We're not preparing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and see, and I like that, because where we're at, we're already at war. So the best time to prepare is what? In peacetime. We're not even at peacetime. We're in a recovery. We're in a battle. We still putting together bombs, and they're bombing us, and we're still putting the bombs together.
Because the masses, see, like you just said, we're in the war right now. A lot of people think we're going to war. They're still not preparing. But what they fail to realize, we've been in this war, man. We've been in it. You know what I'm saying? The clock has started a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, this is the spiritual warfare that the Apostle Paul talks about. But he said we war not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of darkness and so forth. My point is that, you know, for a person that's aware of that, they know then that the war is for our young people's minds.
Right.
That's how come I love what Sir's doing. You know, I love what Q is doing. I love what a lot of your associates are doing, because they're not just doing something for self. They're doing something that could lift up anybody that has the desire, and they're willing to get up off their butt and take the steps necessary to lift themselves up. I mean, you're giving them everything they need, but you can't make them take the product and do what they can do with it.
And, you know, I take heed to that. I really do. You really can't make somebody do it, but you can just keep on assisting. Say, hey, come on now. Come on, because like you said, there's so many, like both of you saying, there's so many different talents. Even if they're not using them right now, they can still be utilized later. And that's why I always believe, don't give up. Never give up.
It's all about planting that seed. You know, it's all about that seed planting. And like Martha said, man, Sir Markadoo, you give it to him on a silver platter, man. It's crazy that we're not having enough of the public, you know, involved in these youth life, man. Like you said, we talk about the mentorship. Make sure these kids know to own their own businesses. You know, it really irks me to hear that a lot of kids, you know, they're really not thinking about owning their own business. I'm like, why not?
That might
You know what I'm saying? While we really trained to work for someone else the rest of our life and never have the thought or ponder about owning our own, so we gotta transform the minds again.
But you know, they're not taught that though. That's something else. You know, I mean, it's part of the educational system. And I was watching some of the older broadcasts because I haven't been part of it, and I've seen that you guys touch bases on all of this too over the past week or two. But you know, I mean, if our children, that's what we got the war, the battle for our children's minds. We have to win that, and we have to guide them in a way we know that's going to be more beneficial to them, because the system is teaching them how to have the mindset of a worker or a servant or let's say slave, because I know you did one on domestic slavery.
Yes.
Because I've been going over these things. You know, and that's the biggest part of the war. It's to win the mind. See,
it's the mindset.
Sight them to the point where they can catch on to what we're trying to give them, and they're interested in it.
Yep.
Believe me, they'll excel.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it right there. I had to interject. They will excel. You know what most children, you know what children want the most, right? Besides money, right? And that's attention. And if you give them the forum, and you give them the space, and you give them the opportunity, they will rise up. They will rise. The people that know about how to suppress a nation of people also know if they ever get that, it's just like the slavery days. The smart slaves, what did they do with them? They beat them and killed them. Okay? They didn't want them too smart. The people that know that suppress the nation of these people and our families know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if these kids ever rise up, they ever get the attention that they deserve, they know we're going to turn the tide on them. They know it.
Well, yeah.
They will rise to the occasion. You know, we always say this at the same time. Children, or we become what we see. And attention is the biggest factor when dealing with the violence and the gang and stuff like that. And all they want is attention. They go outside and search for outside sources like other fathers, and it's all about being that dominant figure, or because that dominant figure can be negative or positive. Yep. So all the kids are searching for is attention. If we give them that attention along with that formula, what you just said, so Markadoo, man, that's just a
no-brainer
situation that's ready to be birthed.
Oh yeah, and see, this is why I love what Leo bringing a little bit more twist to it, and that's the thing, you know, even though we touched it, but today you're bringing it again, is that they are attacking our youth brains. But it's so weird because you said it, Leo. It's more than just the children. Thank God I'm in this role, you know, but I'm to teach a youth to educate see, you gotta keep it real simple. Now they can teach their mothers and fathers. And grab their attention and say, we need you, mom and pop, because children know the talents or the lack thereof of their parents. And they know, because that's one of my quests. If you have a parent that is educated and you know they want to be a part of something like this, you have to recruit your parents into this war. You have to. And that's
and another part that also that works with what you're doing, why it also works, because it builds self-esteem in the youth that you do get through to. See, when a young person has the ability to to make some money, how do you say it? Ethically, morally, and
legally, morally, and ethically.
That's it, right there. And once they learn that, I mean, they start to have more of a love for themselves and for the people in their community. See, right now, because we don't have, it doesn't look like they have a future, that our children really, they'll go down a negative path. They think that they have to be gangsters. They think that they have to sell dope. They think that they have to be tougher than the next guy. And all that leads to penitentiaries,
right,
which is really part of the design anyway.
Absolutely.
Because according to the 13th Amendment anyway, once we are convicted of a crime, then we can be put back into slavery, and that's exactly what the prison complex is doing.
I love
you go into the prison, you working for 50 cents an hour, and that's a good paying job, by the way. And you're building guided systems to missiles. And
well, I'm glad you said that.
Like that.
Well, I'm glad you said that because it's the flip side that's even more powerful. Is that we know that a child, the gangs and the gangsters and blah blah blah, because of the attention. Now, when you got a youth that you arm them with some money, you arm them with some power, it's going to be the complete opposite. They're still gangsters now. This is why I love bullies. I love dealing with bullies. Because you're still a bully, right? Now you learn how to make money and be legal, moral, ethical. They ain't going to make you less of a bully. Now you're going to be a bully for good. Just like me, I was a bully. And now I'm bullying again. I'm gangster.
In business. Business is warfare, by the way.
Absolutely.
And what you say, sir, Markadoo, that's a gorilla.
I'm still a gorilla. I was the same way. My wife knows it. My wife knows it better anyway. She said, you're still a bully. And I said, I used to be a bully. She said, you're still a bully.
Yeah, and the people got to understand, man, that we would cover more ground together, man, than anything else, man. This war on the children's mind.
Yep.
And when you think about it, man, we're pushing this every day, this movement, this love movement, this unity movement.
It'll get contagious. It'll get contagious. It'll get contagious.
They listening to the rap music and all this faster than anything. We got to try to beg and pull teeth to get them to realize and wake up and smell the coffee.
But the beautiful part is they listen to rap. Wait till they hear my rap. They still listening to rap. They still listen to rap. I'm one of the greatest rappers of all times.
I'm telling you.
I can run this.
This is rap.
But see, we're dealing with rapture, and that's what we want to deal with. We want to deal with rapture. We want these kids to get caught up in greatness and pull them right out of that rapture, pull them right out of that depth of iniquity. And that's where we at. We're in that iniquity, and that's where the action's at. That's where we gonna get our salvation. We gotta go down there in the belly, baby. We gotta go to the...
You talking too, sir, about each one, reach one, each one, teach one, and seeing once you do that, once you pull them out, it's gonna take domino effect. Mm-hmm. Believe me, because with that mindset that you're instilling in them, they're gonna turn around and pull somebody else out of it.
And they're not gonna hurt nobody. This is the beautiful part that I love. When we do it, it's not gonna hurt nobody. Watch this. You think a nation of people are gonna recover from this tragedy, okay? And then we're gonna turn on our white brothers and sisters, our Korean brothers, and then we're just gonna dominate them and put them in bondage. Like, no, we teach love. Love is first. And what is love? God is love.
God is love. Love covers the multitude.
And we teach love.
It starts with self. If I can't love me, there's no way I can love
It's
you.
impossible. It's virtually impossible to love somebody else if you don't love yourself. It'll never happen. And once God's love gets injected into them, it's just like a cancer. It's like they're addicted. You get addicted to it. I'm addicted to God's love. I am. I can't get enough of it.
Sir, I was watching one of your broadcasts, and I don't know if it was yesterday when you were on TV or not, but I was watching, maybe not, but yesterday I was just going over some of your older tapes, and I think I may have seen one, but I think it was when you was on a program and you said that you were aggressive, and I don't see you as being aggressive. And the reason I say that, I see you as being assertive. And the difference is, a person that's aggressive, they're just like Bogart, they're gonna press their own agenda, but they're not gonna respect other people's agendas. The person that's assertive he's just as equally as forceful as far as standing up for what he believes and pushing his own agenda or her own agenda. But they do respect the people around them. If somebody disagree, we can agree.
I like that.
But so it's a difference in being assertive.
I like that. That's the difference being aggressive. I like that. I'm just assertive. I like that one.
Yes, sir.
Now that's something that's some news I can use.
Because what you're doing is, aggression gives it a bad name. But
Yes.
the real, what you're doing is really assertion. It's assertive. And it's what we need, because if we had more people that would just stand up and be assertive and not just bow down to everything that comes their way. You know, the Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Yes.
So we're firmly committed to a particular thing. And see, you're just firm in what you believe, and you're very assertive.
Thank you.
I appreciate him every more. I try, you know, I had to hawk him down the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this right here is great news, man, because that is one of the words that I'm going to use now more aggressively, okay? Is assertive, or more assertively.
And what makes the broadcast so epic, man, is that at the same time, man, so with your heart, man, then this is a free broadcast. This is information, man. People charge you $200 a plate to get into a lecture or something, man.
Yeah.
It's every morning, man. You know, so you take it to the limit, man. So I always salute to you, man. My hat's off to just the efforts, man, you putting in, man, to save our community, man, and to raise a nation.
Absolutely. You know, it's weird that you said that. You know, with the plate and the pan and stuff like that. See, I already paid the price. That's why I'm assertive as I am. You know, I've been charged. I've been recharged. I mean, I've lost, you know, so much in my life, but I gained so much more. I know now that because I'm doing what I'm doing, it's giving me that extra strength that I need to know that our brothers and sisters, my brothers, my sisters, we are going to rise up and do it with so much love, so much God, that even God is going to be pleased. He's being very pleased right now.
All the leaders, man, that join forces with us, man. We kings and queens must return back to our rightful position in our throne.
Yep, and we're doing that. Mr. Leo, man, you're the bomb. I extended the broadcast today. The lines are open, 404-286-6700, because I knew this was going to happen. 404-286-6700. You want to chime in and let us know what's on your mind. Talk to me, Leo.
Yeah, real quick, I also just wanted to add, because I was watching another one of your broadcasts where you were interviewing one of, I can't remember what the topic was, the sister that you were interviewing, but she had mentioned something that really caught my attention, and she was talking about how God will bless the works of her hands. But she said, if you're not doing any work with your hands, God don't have anything to bless, you know?
Wow. So,
I mean, it's not until we're actually willing to get out there and take on a task.
Yes.
And, you know, I believe if we had the right motives, and we're just doing it from a giving spirit.
Yes.
God will bless it, and we don't know what our life is going to look like in the future, but I guarantee you, when we give it over to God and just put our all into it, we can't go wrong. No,
you know, it's weird because you're right. He will bless it, but he has to bless it. That's his job. He will.
Exactly. That's part of his nature.
He has to bless that.
You know, it's just like when you have a parent, when you grow up in a functional household, which I did. You know, some of us had the opportunity of growing up in functional households, but you had the whole family unit, with a father who was a real father, not just a male, but a real father. Had a mother because the mother is so important. You was talking about the women and educating them and building them up, because we can't ride with. Look, a nation without a decent woman don't have any decent men. So the women they're the child's first teacher, the first nurse. The mother is the child's whole world.
Whoa!
And if she's not right, what can she pass on to the child?
That's true.
I mean, so we got work to do, sir. We have work to do, man.
Oh, big time! And I'm just glad you want to be a part of the work, because
yes, sir.
Believe me, it is getting much, much easier to do these broadcasts now because of people like you. I know you're there. You know, like Patrick Julian likes to say. He said, you may not see us, but we see you. And I know you're there. You know, and like my girl Lily called called me yesterday, and she's there. And go figure. She called to tell me that there's a letter missing into my blast. In conversation there was an N missing, and she called me to let me know, and so that means she knows what we're fighting for. Lily Lopez, she knows what we're fighting for, and I appreciate her even doing that. You understand what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all calling in. The biggest thing that we can do right now, and I mean this, there's people, I'm talking to my business associates, people, look, hey Leo, you know people in different cities, right?
Yes, sir.
You know people in different cities, there's no threat to you in your business, right?
That's right.
These are the people that you need to get on the phone, get them, tell them about who I am and what we're doing, and to get them to follow, hit that follow button, teach them and trace them down, talk to them and show them exactly how to log on. Let's get them involved so we can help those youth in different cities. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Because like I say, it's obvious that you're on a mission, and a person don't take on this kind of a mission unless they've been ordained to do it, if they've been anointed to do it. They've been called to do it. Mm-hmm. People just start, because this is hard work that you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
It may look easy. You make it look easy, but it's not easy.
Hey, it's funny. Yeah, I was called to do it, but I know I was chosen. That I know. I've been doing this. I got newspaper clippings on my wall right here. Right, Q?
You right. You're so right.
Things that I've done in the community, taking back playgrounds and stuff like that from drug dealers and all that. So I've been around. I've done it. I always fought for the youth and their rights. And now you're getting ready to see a battle. I was fighting before. Them days. I'm battling now. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. And once we all decide that we all going to pitch in, we're going to have a better nation. There's going to be enough little bad kids and rugrats running around here that they ain't going to get involved. There's going to be enough jails. The jails are still going to get filled.
For sure.
Just let us take care. Let us get our nation together so we won't all have to look over our shoulders being robbed carrying guns every day. That's what I say.
And really, I think, and that's what I want to be part of, I mean, people have to make a decision, exactly what's important to them as individuals, I mean, and I can't judge somebody else, but for me, it's got to be a cause that's going to be beneficial to somebody else, and I can't think of anybody better to start with than our young people and that family unit, because again, it's going to take them all,
Yes.
It's got to be well balanced, and so like the parents that are being parents and not just running around just because they brought a child into the world, they feel like that makes them a man, and that's far from being a man, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into being a true man, a true father, a lot of compassion involved with that. There's a lot of things that you have to be willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
Not just for you, but for your children.
Yeah, and
so when you start doing that...
And that's the deal. That's the deal right there, Leo. You said it right there. I am a father to other kids. I tell the kids, I say, if you aren't no father, I say, I'll be your father. I'll be your father.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. You know what I'm saying?
And so, let's give them a shout out too, man. All the single parents, or even a couple. We extend our services way beyond this broadcast. If you listen, man, single moms, single dads, that's what we're here for. So Markadoo, Body by Studio Stephanie, Project Keep Them Off the Streets. We are here to assist in any kind of community effort in your home and your family. We are here for that purpose and that purpose only.
You got it. And I encourage, and I just with my whole spirit, the people start more programs. Get your mentorship programs going. You gotta do it. I don't care if it's 2, 3 little girls or boys in the neighborhood, and you gotta start your mentoring program. Start your own. Give it a name. We need millions of them. This ain't no joke. We need millions more programs out here. Millions.
And that's not an exaggeration. We really do.
We do. We need about another 10 million organizations right now. And I just want to just encourage people to start your own programs now, not later, right now. You write it down, chart it down, say, hey, this is the name of my organization, and I'm going to start bonding in and blending in with people like Project Keep 'Em Off the Street, with the Surmedial Group and the things that of the task force, and you blend it in and weave it in. You weave it in and get it in there. But do it with like a spider would do. Their web is so strong, right?
You so right, sir, Markadoo. And we tell the kids, man, a lot of parents are not tuning in, or the ones that's tuning in. Let the kids watch it. They can go back and pull these broadcasts up and let them listen to some of this stuff.
We care. We care about you children out here. There are some adults that are working overtime harder than you ever could believe to make sure that you have what you deserve, and that's respect.
Yeah, we got to stand up and be productive as a whole. You know.
Yep.
Again, it's good to have people out there doing everything that they can do, but it's nothing like having them organize and get with some other people that are like-minded, that are all about positive change.
You don't have to be isolated. You don't have to be isolated by yourself. There's plenty of other little groups. Once we start these little groups up, you'll see we'll all come together. We'll have big events, and the youth are going to be leading these events at some point. We don't
at Project Keep 'Em Off the Street, man. We keep the door open, man. We nobody get turned around for whatever, small, big. You know, we're all equal, and we have so much room over here, man. And the kids and the parents, we want this to be a united effort. I want people to stop thinking that these different groups and organizations cannot work together. I don't know where they're getting this from, if they reading too much or whatever they're doing, but don't let that stop the movement of us building our families and our communities back.
Absolutely.
You see, one of the things, Brother Q, you know, one of the things that we as a people really have to get over with, we have to get over that spirit of envy and jealousy, because I'm telling you, that's a disease that's in the heart.
Yes.
And if we can't get that cleaned up, the only thing that can remove that, it's got to be a spiritual surgery.
Absolutely.
It's got to come from another source of power.
Yes.
But because when we start looking at our brother and seeing him or our sister and seeing her doing well, and if the best thing we can do is like think that we deserve what they have, but we're not putting in the work necessary to get it, it breeds that spirit of envy and jealousy, and it turns us against one another. And as long as we're like that, and in part, you know, we can take this back to, you know, things that was instilled with us that goes all the way back to slavery. And I'm not trying to put anything on slavery.
It was relative. It's relative.
Yeah, because we really have to come up to the modern time, and we have to deal with things with our eyes wide open and recognize what's really happening and start taking the steps necessary to overcome it, you know. A
slave mentality, a slave mindset is just what it is. It doesn't matter if it was back in the day when it's like, listen, let me tell you something. People were enslaved, but it wasn't a whole nation of people, you know? It was just pockets. So the same things happen in here. We have pockets of people that was enslaved. And now, this is maybe the pocket's a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? But we got to reduce the size of slave mentality people. And it's usually going to be our children. Our children will set us free. We got to get there.
And what we're doing, we're leading by example, too. We're trying to let the people know we are leading by example. Sir Markadoo with the grassroots economics. I am Project Keep 'Em Off the Street. Our unity, our love for each other and what we do and respect what we do. We came up with Project Grassroots. That's April 19th, 2571 Park Central Boulevard. This is a community event. Decatur stand up, but we want people outside on the outskirts, our surrounding community, to come out to this event. We got all kind of people coming out speaking. We have entertainment. We will have food, prizes, raffles, face painting, giveaways. I mean, this event is going to be so epic. And I salute everybody that's on board that have reached out to us and they're still calling, sending messages, and asking how to be a part. We got Sir Markadoo, Q, myself, Miss Stephanie. We got Gerald Rose from New Order, Pastor Smith, Pastor Harper, Mr. Frazier, TNT. We got G4G, Four Horsemen of Atlanta coming out, A Dream Fulfilled, Sharon Marford, Mr. Parrish Door. We got 13 Disciples to be stepping in. So there's a lot of people involved in this. April 19th, people. 2571 Park Central Boulevard. You can contact Sir Markadoo himself or myself at Project Keep 'em Off the Streets. It's going up. It ain't going down no more. We coming up.
What's your phone number, Q?
I like hearing that. It just goes to show that one thing for sure. In Georgia, y'all handling y'all business, man. and you have to. You know, man, if we don't do it, nobody will.
That's right.
It will not get done.
Absolutely. Hey, Q, what's your phone number?
Phone number 678-744-8134. That's 678-744-8134. Project Keep 'em Off the Streets.
And make sure you can call me at 404-286-6700, 404-286-6700, or you can call me on my cell, 404-578-3549, 404-578-3549. And don't remember, if somebody needs a free interview, a 15-minute interview, this will help you launch your business on a higher level, introduce you to all my business associates around the globe, right? That's how it's going down, right here, Heavenly Body Products.
Good word.
Hey, yes, sir. I thank you so much, Mr. Leo.
It's nice talking to you. You too, Q.
Okay.
You brothers have a blessed day.
You too. You as well. You as well. Hey, Q.
Yes, sir.
We did it, man. We got it in. We got it in, man. We did a whole hour broadcast, and we still had we need more time.
You say it all the time too, man. I say sir, you gotta in and out, man. And you always say an hour ain't. We don't have enough time in the day, man, to put this stuff out.
Nope. But I tell you what, I just enjoy you being on. Give us your last word, man. I gotta get ready to get out of here.
Yeah, I just want to say to the people, man, we all have choices. We need to exercise that. Making the right choice is very important. You know, to me, it's natural to make the wrong decision sometimes, but we must learn from our mistakes. You know, don't get upset about it. Do something about it. Stay positive.
Be about it or be without it.
Period.
Hey, this is the best time of the day where I say monkey see, monkey do. If you see me doing it and you like what I'm doing, you do it as well. Praise God, right? I enjoyed being on the air, serving you. It was just like Les Brown said, a plum-pleasing pleasure. I enjoyed it. I always wanted to say that, you know. And I finally got a chance to say it. Don't forget, Saturdays, no more Saturday broadcast. We're off the air. Just keep that in mind. And feel free to come on by the warehouse. You know, I got a little situation now where you can spend $100 and get a dozen burners, and you get 3 dozen burning oils for only $100. Come on down. Or you can spend $50 and get 6 burners and you get 12 burning oils. It's an awesome thing. So feel free to come on down or give me a call at 404-286-6700. Q, we got to get out of here, money.
You too, man. PKOTS.org. PKOTS.org.
Say it again. Say it again.
PKOTS.org. PKOTS.org.
Thank you, beloved. Stay strong. Have a great day. I'll talk to you a little later, baby. Peace. Again, thank you for tuning in. Sir Media Group, where we put your business in the streets. It's been such a pleasure serving you. I hope to see you real soon Monday. We'll come up with another broadcast. But you have an awesome weekend, and feel free to give us a call. God has a blessing. Let it go.
With your name